Here we go. I moved the wiring harness and the whole car is misfiring. I was touching right here. Alright, I got here a 2015 Chevy Express. Customer complaint is there's a misfire. Let's see. Actually, right now it feels smooth. Let me give some gas. And put it in gear. Alright, so it's intermittent because right now it's perfectly smooth. Let's try this again. Alright, I'm gonna let it run for a little bit. I'm gonna get a scan tool. And I want to see if there's any codes in it. Alright, so I plug in the scan tool. Let's see what we got. Alright, what do we got? 2, 4, and 6, and 8 injector control circuit. So, as the... Alright, so that's bank 2. The whole bank 2, the injector control circuit. And right now it's obviously not acting up because it's not misfiring. Let me get misfire counters up to 4.8. Alright, read data stream. Let's go to misfire data. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nope, that's history. History. So 5, 6 is current, 7, and 8. Graph it, and we got 0. Right now, it is totally not misfiring. Alright, I'm going to do a visual inspection at the wiring harness to the injectors, see if anything's open, maybe do some wiggle testing, see if I can get it to misfire. Alright, so bank 2, I'm almost positive is this side. I'll look it up. But I gotta find the wiring harness going to the injectors. You know, look at this corrosion on this fuse box. Here we go. I moved the wiring harness and the whole car is misfiring. I was touching right here. Alright, right now it's gonna, if we look, we got 2, 4, 6, and 8 are all misfiring. Alright, we lost control right now. So now I gotta see what we lost control to if we're missing the power. I'm assuming the power side is down. Let me shut it off and start it again and see if it still misfires. Alright, it's still misfiring. So now, I thought it was a fuse box issue, but it's looking like the power is shorting somewhere. So I'm going to hook up a scope or multimeter to the power side just so I could see it. It'll probably be easier if I take off the dog house. But we're going to first try from the front. Alright, so I'm going to move all this so I can get to it better. What I touched was this wiring harness right here. I feel like it's... You know, I'm going to get a wiring diagram so I could see which wire color in here is supposed to be the power wire to the injectors. Then maybe I'll tap into this wire and we'll see if it's shorting upstream or downstream from it. Okay, if we look over here, here's a diagram. These are the 4 injectors that setting a code. So they all get power through these pink wires, which come from the even ignition injection fuse 79. It's a 20 amp fuse which gets power from the engine control ignition relay. Now that feeds I made a mistake. Okay, that feeds, it splits up into J3 and J2 on the X1 connector under the fuse box, and each one has 2 wires. One goes to, they go to 4 and 2 and 6 and 8. So now I want to check right here if there's corrosion, because I saw other corrosion on the fuse box. Now this fuse, J1, goes to the coils down on the bottom on the even side, 2, 4, 6 and 8. Now I think those, I didn't have a code for them, but you never know, it could be they didn't get power either. But first I just want to find this X1 connector, and then we'll lift up the fuse box and maybe we'll find corrosion there. So let me just pull up another diagram. I mean another page. Alright, we're going to put in fuse block. We'll go here, connector views, and we want the X1 connector, underhood X1. Alright, so it's a 56 pin connector. Okay. So J2 and J3 are pink wires, run crank, ignition 1 voltage. Now, that would be over here, J2 and J3. Alright, so I'm going to go look under the hood and see what we can find. Alright, so I disconnected the negative terminal. So the fuse box is not connected. Let's see. Alright, I'm going to just undo some of these. So these 3, yeah, there's a double splice in each one. So it's these over here. Now, there is absolutely no corrosion over here. There's no corrosion in this guy. No. So, the fuse box looks totally fine. So now we're gonna have to go back thinking it is a... Let me check the actual fuse. Right, let me get this guy over back on. That's all back together. Now, I just want to find which fuse it is. So it's 79, even ignition, and that is right there, the last guy. So this is the fuse. I'm going to pull it out. I just want to look at it, see maybe it looks corroded. And if not, I'm going to go find the wires in the harness, and then we're going to go hunting. Let me first see if it's misfiring now. Alright, let me just reconnect the negative. Okay. Now let's see if the car is misfiring or not. Alright, right now it's not misfiring. It's running perfectly smooth. So, alright, I'm going to touch right here again. Right now it's barely running, but I don't think I see the wire in here. The injection wires are not even here, so I could be totally wrong. I have to find out, what am I missing? Why am I getting those injector codes? I don't even think that the injectors are not getting power. Or it could be they are, but it's definitely not in this harness over here. So I gotta find an injector, hook on, and see where I'm losing power. Or actually, I'm gonna go check at the fuse, see if we're losing power at the fuse. Okay, so I got here my scope and set the battery ground. Now I want to go on this fuse right here. I'm touching the fuse, and I have good power the whole time on one side of the fuse. I go to the other side. Well, when I was pushing that fuse, I fixed the whole car. So, I'm assuming this whole fuse is just bad. I'm gonna play around with the fuse. Literally, the car is totally fine now. All I did was push in the needle to that fuse. Push the needle into the top. I have power on one side. And power on the other, and the car's running. Alright, I'm gonna pull that fuse out, and I want to see how it looks. Alright, I got here pliers. I'm gonna go from over here. It doesn't look bad. I'm gonna look inside the holes of the fuse box. I think it's just loose. I don't really see any corrosion. I'm gonna get a probe, stick it in. Alright, I'm gonna get one. Looks about the same size. Alright, let's see. That feels tight. I need my other hand. Alright, they both feel tight. And this fuse looks totally fine. I'm going to put it back in, and I'm going to wiggle the harness again and see if I get it to drop out. It could be that it was nothing to do with this. It just happened to stop. Alright, let's start it back up. Alright, right now it's smooth. Let's do this again. I'm going to shake this harness. And it's fine. That's so weird. Was that fuse just not in good? Alright, I'm moving the whole harness back and forth and nothing doing. Before I touched this and it started acting up. I honestly think the fuse just wasn't in good. That is crazy. I feel like such a fool. I should have checked that first. I just didn't want to touch anything. I hate touching fuses because then you can't get it to act up. And once you can't get it to act up, then you're stuck, and then it acts up 2 days later. But here, it clearly fixed right when I put the needle on that fuse. And I pulled the fuse box out and didn't see any corrosion. So I'm calling this a fix. I'm probably just going to put a new fuse in there. You know, I don't see any problem with it, just because why not? But before, it clearly, when I touched this for more than 5 seconds, it started acting up. It just happened because the fuse was loose. I don't know why it was happening when I touched it, but I think this car's fixed. I'm going to do it for a long test drive, but I think that's it. Alright guys, thanks for watching.